pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to thank you guys for being here today. We have a special meeting today, and we're going to take into consideration some change orders for the Sharkeys building and the what we're calling the Hammonds building at this point in time for the above grade materials and work being done there. Kelly, would you like to explain to us what's going on here?
Did you want to do roll call?
I think, do we,
Okay.
yeah, we typically don't do roll call. We just kind of look around.
Okay.
Everybody tends to be here, so.
Okay. On the both of the buildings, the contractor asking for change order and the cost for the Hammonds building, cost of $31,677.98 for heaters and winterizing. What they do is they set up scaffolding and then they put tarps on the outside of it and then they work inside of that. And that's what for both of these, it's winterized to work conditions. For the Sharkeys building, it's a change order for $48,239.30 for heat, what they call tent heat and heaters on hung on scaffolding.
Yeah, I guess my question, and it's Jason, I don't know if you clarified, you said this was a rental, this amount?
Yes, so the quote is actual rental cost, so they'll bring in the scaffolding, set it up, and supply the tinting and the heating units.
And I guess my question
For 2
was, I
months.
mean, MCR is not a small outfit. They've got places in Oklahoma, Kansas City, all over the place. On the Sharkeys building, that's actually 25% added to the original bid of $200,000 for this stuff. I mean, surely they knew January and February was coming. So why
Yeah, I
wasn't
think
this included ahead of time? Because it's not
possibly-
even the scaffolding. It just says
Yeah.
add tinning and heating to the scaffolding.
Yeah, so it's generally, I think, because it's going through the grant process, he mentioned it's union and prevailing wage, so it's higher than, if you just called somebody and needed it for your house and you prorated it, it would be cheaper. So there's a markup because of that. So, I mean, that's the number he got. And he said, he did quote, 8,000 or 9,000 is just the rental per month for the Hammonds building. And the area of the Sharkeys wall is actually larger than the Hammonds wall. So that's why it's more.
So on the Sharkeys one, it'd be 8,000 or 9,000 a month. That's at the most $18,000.
Well, that's Hammonds. So the Sharkeys
Yeah,
would be
Hammonds.
more.
But I mean, so
Yeah.
it's $30,000 for them to put it up and take it down.
Well, no, it'd be like 14 or 15.
Is
Well,
this,
So
is
yeah,
this work that has to be done?
So the problem is because time has passed,
Mhm.
based on the time frame, you're going to have the possibility of getting into temperatures where you can't do the mortar work and guarantee that it's going to hold up.
Oh, no, I understand that concept.
Okay.
Is this something that has to be done here in the next 3 months and the buildings are gonna fall down? Or is this work that can be put off until spring?
One of the mitigating circumstances is the Hammonds building.
Okay.
And most of you are aware the Freemans purchased that building and are setting up business there and trying to get that going, and their open date has moved from Halloween to Christmas to now. They don't know. So a big push, we did a lot of stuff that we could do for Sharkeys to get them open. And that other building seemed like it was kind of just left to the side because, it wasn't an open business. And so they understood that, but they had schedules they were trying to meet. So honestly, if you don't want to approve both of them, I would lean towards approving the Hammonds so that they can focus on that. If it gets cold, they have that available. And ultimately, you approve it. And if they don't use it, you're not going to get charged for it. But it needs to be available if they need to do it when they run, especially for the Hammonds building. like I said, Sharky's, we could push that because it's structurally, it's in better shape. So I would agree that the Sharkies may not be necessary. And to remind you, they planned on working on both buildings simultaneously. That's why you get two quotes, because it'll be two sets of this tinning and heating. So yeah, if you
But structurally, if
Look
the
for it.
repairs are not made to Hammond's as quickly as possible, then the building's
yeah, there
gonna
is
deteriorate.
definitely more concern on Hammond's building. That wall has deteriorated. The mortar up top, the bricks have come off. It's just dust. So the further down you get, and we don't know how far that is yet. You know, how far down is it where that mortar is in a powdered state, essentially. So there is a concern for sure
So
on
are
the
we
Hammond's
just,
building.
are we just removing and retucking, or is this for removal, retuck, and then a new layer of brick over the top?
There will be some reconstruction of the parapet wall because it was basically, it's all but gone now.
Yeah.
So that's got to be rebuilt up to that standard level. I think 42 inches is the minimum requirement.
But it won't be dressed up, for instance, like they did on the side of the Crest building?
I don't think so.
No, on the side of the Crest building, they
That's
built
a
a whole
different-
separate wall with an
That's like the
additional
whole
on the
new
footing, and
Facade.
Yes.
Yeah.
they put a facade on.
So no, not that. No.
If we were to okay this, what would be the start date?
They can start as soon as possible. We were trying to get them to start this week, to be honest, but we're not going to do that until the agreement is signed. So, you know, as soon as that's signed, they'll be ready to go, and we're going to actually meet tomorrow morning with Frank and his guys. Frank won't be able to be here, but his son and representatives from MCR to basically kick off the project. Which again, whether the contract's signed or not, he would still do that. So we can kind of start thinking about scheduling, and he's already done some submittals for materials before. So we'll have some additional submittals to review for that work, but he's ready to go. He'll actually pull people off projects just to get them out here to work on the Hammond's building.
So I wonder, and this should just throw an idea out there. I mean, obviously have good weather now today, Saturday snow. So Fort Scott, Kansas weather, but could it be one of those things where they could do your thing, get started, and then we could have a little bit of time, if you guys need a little bit of time to chew this over, where we could have another special meeting to approve this, or does this need to be?
I think they're gonna want it approved
They
before
would
they
want to.
start. the
Yeah.
work.
And he did say, I think, and this has been a few weeks ago, if he needs to order that stuff from KC Scaffolding, I think he said it's a 3-day turnaround, which is pretty good. So
Well, and
the timing would be nice.
I would agree that the Hammond's, I mean, the Sharkies is extremely important, but it's directly impacting the Hammond's ability
Yes.
to start
open.
their business here in town that they want to do. And then, and to your point, we know that, it's got to be at least 40 degrees to work with mortar or concrete or whatever. But I mean, it's still, like I said, in the Sharkies building alone, that's 25% above the original price. And I want to know what's inside those tents besides just heaters.
Well, they set up, I've seen them do it before. They set
Yeah.
up the scaffolding, they have a canvas wrap that they put around the outside that's attached and strong enough to withhold the wind and all that. I mean, it is a bit of a process. I've seen them do it, but that just seemed, especially on the Sharkies building, that seemed like you said, it's 25%, almost 25% of the original bid. And if that wall is not structurally going to fail, if we put that one off till spring, then I'm going to say on that one, definitely we need to wait until the weather's better to do the repairs and save the $50,000.
So you want to make that motion?
It's still a risk if he, like I said, he wants to work on both buildings simultaneously. And if you do get a cold spell, then that delays him, and maybe that's fine. So if that pushes you off, and we talked and we understand if there's a weather day, we're not going to charge a day against the contract because it's a calendar day job. So, at the end of the day, I think it'll work out. But yeah, I think we all agree that structurally, yeah, Sharkies is okay. So, but yeah, I'll leave it up to you guys.
That will be my motion if I'm going to make a motion. focus on the Hammonds building if that's structurally necessary to get them open and get the business going, and not on Sharky's.
Jason, can we, like on Sharky's, can we go ahead and sign the original contract without the addition? And
Yeah, so I presume he's talking about the change order.
yeah,
We're
without
not gonna approve the change
order
order
on
for
the-
Sharky's.
on the Sharky's.
Because we still have, the original contract still needs signed, executed fully. The amendment, which covers the Davis Bacon changes for the wages. What else did he have in there? I think you've got it. But that needs signed as well. And then, so for Hammond's, we'll include a change order and then remove it from the Sharky's
Yeah.
paperwork.
I would second Matthew's motion.
So Matthew, I'm gonna add to your motion that we need to give the mayor the permission to sign the contract on the Hammond as with the change order, and then on the Sharkey, just the original contract with the necessary paperwork.
Can I amend my motion to include Kelly's?
Call the vote. And if there's no other discussion, Pete, did you have anything?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Yes.
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 Yes. I think. Yes.
I'll get with you after the meeting's sketch, and we'll have you sign that. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.